Over these past 3 weeks in Dot Adventure, I was able to get a lot of work done. Last week, I did not upload a devlog on it as I was a little sick, so I wasn't feeling that good, and thus I wasn't able to actually get much work done. But now I'm on a break from school, so I've got a ton of work done. We're about to go over through that. There's a lot of new images and a lot of new stuff that I was able to get done over these past 3 weeks. First, I worked on the intro scene, and the intro scene has a bunch of different images that get randomly sorted each time you load it up. So each time you play it, it's going to look different. So there's going to be a play or like a shape icon, which will have a variety. It has a variety of different outfits, and then there's a background cloud formation, the background terrain formation, and then a background city. So when you log in and you play, there's going to be a different intro scene every single time. Additionally, for this, I made I created my own letters for the name and play and credits buttons. So it's not just a Text Mesh Pro, it's actually letters pixeled out by myself. And each time you play, those are also going to be a different color, switching between the 4 different shape colors. That's what I worked on in the intro scene. Next, I worked on making, so right now, previously when you went to select your character, you were only able to select your shape. And you have to also select your class. And I didn't realize this till I went back, and I'm like, oh my god, you're not selecting your class. So I went back, added it so you can select your class, which you actually do before your shape. And then once you've done that, it now changes your info when you go and play into the scene. Previously, it was just accessing the information. It wasn't actually establishing it within the game. But now that's all fixed. The final big thing I worked on was the map. It's a massive map that has all the different locations you'll be able to go to. And then when you click on them, it brings you to a smaller screen that shows what it is. And a lot of them have their own icons. All the different cities you can go to have a different image. All the different locations have their own image. So there's a lot of images that I had to do for this one. And there's also minor locations. And it is just so many images. It took a while, and you're gonna love it when you see them all. But also in the scene, you also had to have your movement, in which you use WSAD to move around the map, and you can just scroll up and down with the bar. Additionally, there is a little player location icon which switches depending on which shape you are. Right now, if you see in the center of the screen, it is the dot one. Right now it's just centered to the start of it because it hasn't been centered to its actual location. But if you're doing a square playthrough, that thing will look like a different square icon. Otherwise, all of them are different. Additionally, I had to use all this stuff for this caravan travel. And there are locations, instead of just using the little signpost to travel, which you could only go to the next location available, the caravans allow you to travel to specific locations across match and hop over places. But you have to pay some money, which is determined by the code looking how far 2 locations are from each other, and just measuring how far they are, and then using a little calculation to get their gold requirement. Additionally, I added a few other things to the battle scene UI. This little gold ticker for when you collect your coins. And then I made all the items now have their item select in the game. So when I need to add them in where you're going to go pick up an item, it's already there made for me, which is just something for me to already have done. Hopefully next week I'm going to be working on NPCs, dialogue, and merchants. I got a few more days off of school, so I should have a lot of time to work on this. But I'm really happy with where I'm at, and I'm seem to be finally back on track after getting behind due to swimming, school, and being a little under the weather. But that is it for the weeks 14, 15, and 16. Thank you for listening, and make sure you subscribe and like below.